Hi, Bruce Dickinson here from Iron Maiden, and you're watching 1 hour of MTV's Heavy Metal Mania, and we're going to be presenting it from here, the Blade Fencing Centre in New York City, where I go to fence, which is a kind of lunatic sport, but we'll find out about that later. We're going to have videos from Marillion, we've got Wasp coming in, we've got Raven in the studios, but enough of all this, we're going to get stuck straight in. The Priest, Hellion, Electric Eye. Let's go. It's Priest on Heavy Metal Mania, and we're here at Blade Fencing Centre in New York City to do some fencing. And you're going to see me fencing later on with this, the electric foil, where we score hits with the point only, and all the hits are registered electrically. Also, you're going to see people fencing with one of these, which is called an épée. This is a replica of a dueling sword, and again, we score hits electronically with a point. And finally, you may even see somebody mad enough to try this. This is the sabre, and believe me, this one hurts because you can whack people's limbs off with this one. Anyway, back to the music. Motley Crue and Marillion, after this. That was Grand Prix and their video called Shout. Unfortunately, that band is no longer with us, but seeing as they're great personal friends of ours, we thought that we'd play it anyway. Incidentally, the singer of that band has just re-released a version of Stairway to Heaven in England as a single, and it's been a massive hit, so who knows, it could even maybe happen over here. Right, on to metal news. Underground metal video is getting really, really popular these days, and it'll probably be helped by the release of this new tape, the Combat Tour Live, The Ultimate Revenge, featuring the music of Exodus, Slayer and Venom. Well, as if all that wasn't enough, there's a new book out this month, Heavy Metal Thunder by Phil Bash. It's got all your favourite heavy metal acts in. It's got Motley, it's got AC/DC, Ozzy, it's even got Iron Maiden, and I've read the interview with me that's in here, and believe it or not, it is actually what I said. Amazing. Steve Vai, the guitarist from Alcatraz, is now playing in a new band. He's playing the Devil's personal blues guitarist, and he's actually in a movie called Crossroads. He's starring with Ralph Macchio, better known as the Karate Kid. And in the film, Vai, seen on the right, takes on Macchio in a spectacular guitar battle. And if Macchio loses, he's committed to serve the dark side forever. The film is scheduled for a spring '86 release. Now let's take a look around the country at some big heavy metal happenings. Autograph are touring with a new album. I'm Bruce Dickinson, and you're watching MTV's Heavy Metal Mania. And in a minute, we're going to have some friends coming in, but now, on with the show. Hi there. We're back again. Check that band out if ever they're in town, because they're very, very good. Coming up next, we have Raven on an interview, and the reason why I'm doing this strange thing is because they beat up pro wrestlers. And believe me, I want to be in shape for this interview, all right? And if we've got a crane! Metal Mania, and here in the studio in Blade Fencing Centre in New York City, we've got two guys from Raven as my special guests here, Mark and John Gallagher. Hi, welcome to New York. How are you?
Fitting well and raring to go.
Raring to go. Raring to go with this new album you've finished mixing.
This is true. Just finished it last night. It's called The Pack Is Back, and it should be out in January.
And you've got a single coming out from that, yeah?
Yeah, it's a cover of the old ancient song called Gimme Some Lovin'.
Yeah, I remember it.
Revved up in 80s, sort of a bit.
So why did you want to record Gimme Some Loving as a single?
Well, we thought of doing it about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, we thought that would give the song, you know, like, the song's a great song, and a lot of people, like, know the song, when, you know, like, in the 80s, so we thought we'd revamp it up. And plus, it fits our style, you know, we're sort of like a modern version of rock and roll, you know, so we thought, you know, we'd do that and bring it home to everybody.
It fits your style.
We'll just give it a kick up the hint end, you know.
Yeah, you do a lot of kicking things around, or your drummer in particular, doesn't he? Wacko, he's not here, is he? Is he injured?
No, he's sort of locked up at the Bronx Zoo, if you want to pop around and have a look at him, you know.
Because he does a lot of very physical stuff, doesn't he, on stage?
Well, that's basically the nature of the band. We're a very physical band. I think we're probably the most physical band. He wears all, you can see this rubbish on here, can't you? All the clothes, the hockey helmet and the gear, it's to protect himself from hitting cymbals and throwing drums around. We're the ones that should have the protection on when you think about it.
On the last tour, we had one show, we had like a wrestling bout for a support act, just to show that we're the most physical band, and that we can go up against wrestlers and anything, you know.
And did the hockey mask help them out against the wrestlers?
Oh yeah, you know, we won hands down as usual.
How can a wrestler compete with a guitar?
Yeah, that was in Chicago, wasn't it? I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you blew away the professional wrestlers. So the paper said.
Yeah. All the guys are 7 foot tall, but you know, took them on anyway.
How did the kids react? How did the audience?
Great, you know, I loved it because it's like, you know, it's good fun, it's real physical, and you know, they're really into it. It wasn't really sort of like violent or evil or anything. It was a lot of heavy metal gets a bad rep for stuff like that, so we thought it was like, you know, good fun.
I agree entirely. And let's have a look at something from your last album. It's a video from Raven. It's called On and On. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Now fencing Weber, Dickinson. Fencers ready?
Ready, sir.
Fence. Fencers right, score is 2 for Weber. Score is Dickinson 6, Weber 4. Are you ready?
Ready, sir. Thank you.
Fence. Score is Weber 9, Dickinson 9. You're fencing for 1 touch. Wabell. Fencers ready? Ready. Fence.
Yeah, I'm manager, you know, he's so mean. You'd think he'd give me the money to get home and stuff. I mean, it's a pretty bad show when you think about it, really.
Bruce, we're rolling.
Oh, here we go again. Excuse me, can I interest you? I need to sell, honestly, I need to sell this album to get back to England. It's really, it's only $100, it's put in an 8-page booklet, Capitol Records, everything. It's fantastic, honestly. You're not interested? Right, Maiden album's here! This is really, really, really important.
Well,
Oh, no. Who can I sell it to? I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't sell you it for $100. I'll give you it for $99.99. How that? If Napoleon had had one of these, he would have beaten the English at the Battle of Waterloo. I'm not kidding you. It's got all kinds of stuff, and it's got... Oh, there goes another one. I got 11 cents to try and get back to England. So I can find a taxi. You can never find a taxi in New York. 11 cents. There's a limo. A limo! Great! This is great. A stroke of luck. Excuse me!
Yo, what's up?
Could you tell me how much the fare would be to go to London?
What, London, New York?
No, London, England.
What?
Yeah, London, England. Well, I've got 11 cents here. Is that any good?
Hey, you want to go where?
London, England.
Okay, get, let's go.
Oh, right. See you, guys. You know, this really is the land of opportunity.
Credit card commercial. Yeah. Hey, I had another psychic vision. You may not recognize this guy, but he once sang in a popular heavy metal band. His name is Paul Di'Anno, and until 1981, he was in Iron Maiden. Di'Anno's just released Fighting Back, his first album with this new band, Battlezone. Tomorrow night at L'Amour in Brooklyn, Battlezone will make their American debut. And now Iron Maiden, well, has been through a lot of lineup changes, but in the past 3 years, they've settled down. And Bruce Dickinson, the singer who replaced Di'Anno, feels his job is pretty safe. Let's have a look.
Everybody, the chemistry's right. The chemistry is just perfect now.
Yep, there isn't enough hard rock on the radio.
Warm bits in January and February, and then hopefully when the USA starts to heat up a little bit, we'll go across the top when it becomes a bit more passable to however many semis we're lugging around with us at that stage. It's usually about 7, I think, so it gets a bit hairy trying to go over the Rockies in January.
20th, Iron Maiden will release their new album, Somewhere in Time, just before the album hits the stores. Maiden will hit the road for a long, long time. The year-long Somewhere on tour begins on September the 10th in Eastern Europe, and Maiden will arrive in the United States on January the 6th. 1987. Next week, we're going to talk to the Maiden's vocalist, Bruce Dickinson, and he'll tell us more about Somewhere in Time. We'll keep you posted.
jail, he was...
Take an amazing voyage to Somewhere in Time, the new album from Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. Catch them somewhere on tour, sometime in early 1987. Somewhere in Time on Capitol.
An Iron Maiden show at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. The Meadowlands has announced a new policy, which could be the first of its kind. They will no longer allow possession or consumption of alcohol on the grounds of the complex. Now, this is an effort to stop the all-day tailgate parties held by these rowdy fans who arrive several hours before concerts start. Authorities speculate that getting drunk all day is what caused Maiden fans to riot after last week's show, torching 2 cars and hurling debris at the firefighters trying to douse the flaming autos. Now, it just so happens that one of those 2 cars belonged to a fan of Iron Maiden, Dan Spitz, who's actually lead guitarist for the New York speed metal band Anthrax. He was hanging around with Steve Harris backstage, bass player for Iron Maiden, and he came out, found his 82 Toyota Celica totally. He said it was turned over and scorched.
Woe to you, O earth and sea.
Come with us and be a stranger in a strange land, somewhere in time, somewhere on tour in Tokyo.
Headbang kamikaze style with MTV's Made in Japan contest. One honorable winner and guest will fly to Tokyo to see Iron Maiden at the legendary Budokan. We'll throw in $1,000 to buy raw fish and things. And you and 100 runners-up will get the limited edition collection of Iron Maiden video clips and stuff. Just send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to MTV's Made in Japan contest. Post Office Box 1211, Radio City Station, New York, 10101. Geisha postcards in now.
Maiden, you can see these guys all over the place. And we got this contest that I'm going to tell you a little bit about, or somebody will, sometime in the next couple of days.
The guitars are just like completely awesome. It's not even jazz, it's beyond jazz, cosmic jazz maybe. Singing's pretty good, you know, I mean he's an ugly guy, but he's, you know, singing's pretty good.
Like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden played every pit in England to earn their success. In 1985, they finally reached the American Top 20 with a 2-record concert album, Live After Death.
We can do outrageous things musically and still keep the fire and the Maiden sound without changing anything or altering anything in terms of the chemistry.
This year, Iron Maiden celebrate their 10th anniversary with their most successful album to date, Somewhere in Time, and a single you can actually sing along to, Wasted Years.
It was originally going to be called Golden Years, and we changed it because of the David Bowie connotation, and also it sounded like an invitation to a wedding anniversary. So that Golden Years is really the message. It's like, you know, don't waste your time, get stuck in and, you know, enjoy life, be productive, live it to the full.
Latest metal news. At the top, Maiden album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And you'll start finding the album in record stores in about 2 weeks. It's a concept album about a clairvoyant who can foretell people's death. As song titles like The Prophecy and Moonchild reinforce the mystical theme. The band kicks off a 7-month world tour in May, and this year Maiden's stage show is going to include some acoustic numbers, a larger stage set, and just a little bit less of Eddie, of course, the band's infamous pet corpse.
Some pretty good stuff planned for the stage show. But we don't want to place too much reliance now on the Eddie thing, because you know you got to let the music really give it some space to breathe. Because I think this album's going to be could be quite popular. It stands a very good chance of being quite popular to people who've never seen this band before. It's going to be a nice big show, and it's going to be, I think, a lot better than the last one, because I think the last one we had lots of gadgets and they all kind of tended to operate all at once, which, you know, left you with a little bit sort of disparate in the brain.
TV exorcist, my mission,
to seek out the perverse, the immoral, to protect the youth of the world and the United States from themselves, to conduct a trial by ordeal. If this Poison album is a real heavy metal record, we can contain it with garlic, with holy water, and finally, the cross and the stake. Observe, ladies and gentlemen, the effect of the stake on this record. Ah! It didn't even bleed. Absolutely damned useless. Now, for the next vile serpent of evil, the very, very naughtiest, wicked, most Englishman in the world come to pollute the United States with moon children, clairvoyance, and madness. Ladies and gentlemen, we must make a stand. Ah! 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 I say. $10, $15 even if you can't afford it. Boat Race will save the planet. In the next hour, we'll play videos by Def Leppard, Anthrax, Iron Maiden, and lots more. I'm getting to like this heavy metal stuff. Let's start the show with the guys who will be hosting next week's Headbangers Ball. Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. No. Somebody change that music. This is the second hour of Headbangers Ball. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Coming up, more metal news from the Metal Detector, and videos from Lita Ford, Megadeth, Kiss, and lots more. However, I should warn you that Iron Maiden, by the time I leave this desk and by the time you see this, will be in Canada, about to conduct a coast-to-coast, east to west, north to south, in and out, up and down, upside down, whatever, tour of the United States, with Guns N' Roses for a few weeks, and with somebody else after that or whatever. We will be coming to your town. Ace Frehley, the man said. I didn't know it was confirmed. That's gone somewhere in this desk. Hi, Ace, sorry, okay. Later. This is Kingdom Come. What love can be. This is Headbangers Ball. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. We have a new album out, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, the cover of which you can see behind me. And this is our new video featuring Graham Chapman from Monty Python and all kinds of other strange things. Can I play with madness?
True.
Directed it is a guy called Julian Doyle, who did a lot of work on Time Bandits as a sub-director of all the bits that go whoosh, bang, and all the rest.
He was the whoosh, bang guy, I remember him.
Whoosh, bang guy. Yeah, you know, remember him. And so there's a lot of animation in it as well. We spent about 6 months getting it together, and the great thing is that we're not in it.
I like that. Well, Maiden start their U.S. tour May 31st with Guns N' Roses on the bill.
Welcome back to Headbangers Ball. This is the place. Heavy metal cooking is a very, very strange subject, which not all of us understand. I certainly don't, but I'm going to try and tell you about it. When one is on the road, one has to resort to all kinds of things to keep the wolf from the door, to keep your stomachs full. So, welcome to Hell's Kitchen, the weekly program that teaches you to cook something awful for all the family, or for just that one special person that you really despise. Well, what has all this got to do with music? Not much, perhaps a little bit to do with soul. Dover soul, risol, console, in short, soul food. Can a rich white boy sing the blues? Does he have soul? There's an old saying. I can't quite remember it at the moment. There's another old saying. They have their soul singers, we have our soul singers. So, today we have some soul. We have some in soul, we have some Dover soul, we have some more in soul, and we have I don't know what he's doing here, he can go away. Let's start off here. We're going to do a little soul flambe here. We put a little, that old pipe tobacco in there. Pour a little of this stuff on me here. In with the soul. Into the old microwave in just a second. While this is cooking away, it smells absolutely lovely, absolutely wonderful. While this is cooking away, I'll just add a little bit over here. And we can add the pièce de résistance by Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me, or on moi, seeing as we're French. Bangers Ball. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Let's check out the top-selling hard rock albums in the country from Concrete Marketing. The survey is based on a survey of independent record stores. Number 10 is Surfing with the Alien from Joe Satriani. AC/DC at number 9 with Blow Up Your Video. I thoroughly approve. Lita Ford's latest album is this week's number 8. Hysteria from Def Leppard is back in the chart at number 7. Number 6, is the first album from Kingdom Come. Pride from White Lion is at number 5. Number 4 is the latest album from Yngwie J. Malmsteen. Who knows? Appetite for Destruction from Guns N' Roses, a very excellent band going on tour with the unknown English group Iron Maiden, is this week's number 3. The new Scorpions album comes stinging its way in at number 2, which means that unfortunately this week's number 1 hard rock album is the same as last week's number 1. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son from Iron Maiden. Here's a video from an AC/DC album that spent a few weeks at number 1. That's because we've already played the Iron Maiden video. This is AC/DC. That's the way I want to rock and roll. Adam Curry. Headbangers Ball. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Zoom, zoom, pan, pan. Fisheye. Megadeth. Anarchy in the UK. Again, Lord Iffy here. I've got rid of that damnably boring Bruce Dickinson fella from Iron Maiden. That's appallingly boring chap. All he does is talk about valley singing and heavy metal news and other groups. Appalling chap, absolutely simply appalling. I've got a much more interesting fellow here. Now this chap, this is the sort of chap that gets really famous. However, he said, he's a good friend of mine. I said, can you make me into a rock star? I said, oh, dear boy, you can make anybody into a rock star. I said, it's quite simple. Look here, the nose, the aristocratic nose, the hair, we can change that immediately. With a little bit of plastic surgery is best. I shall be telling you how to turn this chappy here into somebody famous. Dave Lee Roth or Roth or whatever you say, or even a white lion. Tell me. Bless you, headbangers, everybody. You know, I must say, after listening to that heavy metal Iron Maiden record, I'm a convert. You know, there's nothing really wrong with being like me. Indeed, I notice lots of chaps in heavy metal wearing women's clothing. I've seen all kinds of things going on, men with long hair, men with makeup. As a matter of fact, I've even discovered a whole new lease of life, a group called Aerosmith. The dude looks like a lady. This is the Headbangers Ball. My name is Lord Effie Boatrace. A blessing and a benediction and a bally lot of you. We have more news from the metal detector in a few minutes, wherever that may be. However, I must say goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, bienvenue, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see me, I'll be appearing somewhere in the middle of New York, probably Times Square, I should imagine. In the meantime, we'll lead to Twisted Sister, a group who demonstrate admirably where you can go if you dress up as a woman. I want to rock. This is the 3rd hour of the Headbangers Ball. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. This hour, more news. What am I talking about? Where am I? I'm in New York. More news from the metal detector, plus videos from LA Guns, Bonfire, Iron Maiden, and lots more. Hell's Kitchen coming up next. Hell's Kitchen Part 2 after this. This is Yngwie J. Malmsteen's Rising Force. Heaven Tonight from the new album Odyssey featuring Jolyn Turner. Hi, Joe. Hi there, headbangers. Heavy Metal Kitchen here, Hell's Kitchen here, Part 2. Let's have a look what we got here today. Well, you saw me last time trying to cook an in-soul, a ris-soul, a dover-soul, whatever. Soul singing. Cooking is all about not wasting anything. I hate to see waste, especially when you know that people all over the world, in Africa and everything, are starving. It's tragic. Okay, all you rock stars out there, all you people with all the money, we had Live Aid and all that stuff, but I think charity begins in the home. So here's a way to use all those little pieces you have left over after your plastic surgery, after you've had your crow's feet taken off, after you've had the bits added on, blown up, pumped up, taken out, all that stuff. Don't waste it, for example. All those fatty little pop groups who drink too much Jack, you know, gross up. Don't waste all your fat after liposuction. Hang on to it, it's tasty. You know, fed up with your nose? Lovely. Fed up your nose? Want to have it changed? Okay, no problem. But waste not, want not. After that nose job, okay, I really needed a llama's foot for this, but instead, I phoned an international rock star and he sent me his nose before surgery. This nose he's hung on to for years, we're going to have a little pig out in this microwave here. Here is the insole that I had cooked before. I'm going to put this, we're going to have insole à la, all right? That's French for insole à la. Right, we put a little salt in here, right, that. We look at that, that looks absolutely disgusting. Throw the fish out, we don't need that. That's been used already and that's not funny. So, we put a little bit of liposuction fat on here from that famous group. And we'll put it all in the microwave here. Here we go, that's very nice, thank you. Light the microwave in here. Ah, the pilot's gone out. Okay, next. I see the problem. We need a video. Iron Maiden. Wasted years. Who put him in here again? Iron Maiden. That's about it for this week's Headbangers Ball. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next week. It's on every Saturday night from midnight till 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock in the evening Pacific Time. Don't forget, Guns N' Roses will be hosting next week. So watch it. It's going to be good. They're on tour with us. You can catch us all around the place in Canada, in North America, starting, I believe, the 1st of June or something, somewhere in North America on the West Coast. Okay, it's time for me to go. And wish you all the very best of luck. Hope you like the new album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Hope you have a very good time this evening. If you're driving anywhere, don't drink, stay safe, and be careful. This is King's X, and the track is called King. So, till then, I'll see you, and love you, and leave you, all right? Cheers, bye. What really makes it a classic Iron Maiden track is the way that the song goes down live. And we've certainly had some records that have worked on record but haven't worked quite so well live, and therefore you can't really call them a classic track until such time as it's accepted, by the fans. It was quite a conscious decision that we wouldn't be in the video. We'd always wanted to do a quote-unquote concept video, i.e. one with, some actors and lots of images and things like that. And we got this director called Julian Doyle, who works for Handmade Films, among other people. And he did a lot of the special effects stuff for movies such as Brazil by Terry Gilliam and Time Bandits and things like that. He directed the video and used as an actor in it Graham Chapman, who works for Monty Python, but is actually an actor in his own right. He'd never done a pop promo, and so he was quite intrigued to see what went on and everything. You just get everybody singing Can I Play With Madness in the shows, and it's fantastic. So that, for me, is what really that's the essence of a Maiden track. It's got to work on record, and it's got to work live.
Being on tour with a family actually started off a lot of rumours that the band was splitting up and that we weren't getting on, because in the States, obviously I've got quite a big family with 3 kids and that, and, we've got a nanny with us as well. So that pretty much takes up one whole bus. So I thought, well, when you're doing a lot of mileage, as we do in the States, sometimes you drive like 14, 16 hours on a drive. And if the kids wake up like 7 o'clock in the morning and the lads have been out, giving it someone out, or whatever, they're not going to be too pleased. So I thought the best thing to keep the peace is like if I had my own bus, Well, we took a year off, basically, because we were, decided we needed a bit of time off, a bit of time away from the tour and all that. And Adrian decided quite some time ago that he was going to do a solo album. Then Bruce was asked to write a single for a Nightmare on Elm Street film. And so he did that. It's a song called, typical Bruce title, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. It's a really good song as it happens. Yeah, the video is taking up a lot of my time, I must admit. I've got an edit suite at home, which is basically just one small console, 2 monitors, and 2 machines, recording from one to the other. I didn't cut it as fast as some of the other videos have been, because a lot of punters have said to me that, you know, they want to see a little bit more what's going on with the playing, like say the guitar solos, for instance. They want to actually see the notes, what someone's playing, like, you know. I wanted to capture the actual lighting show more as well, because it's, you know, it's a really good lighting show. The beauty of Eddie is that it's, well, he's ugly, so I shouldn't say beauty of it, but basically he can do all the things we don't want to do, you know, like, you know, dress him up as a mummy or whatever, you know what I mean? I got one of the original Eddie heads in my garden, which is off the Peace of Mind tour. And so like when you drive in the drive there, like, you know, you set it off and the eyes sort of flash and the head lights up. I think if we dropped Eddie, I think, you know, a lot of the fans would lynch us, I think, you know.
Dream funny Birmingham! Dream funny Birmingham!
I'm 60, what am I going to be doing? Blimey, I probably won't be jumping around, you know, on stage. I very much doubt it anyway. I'll probably just be standing in a corner if I'm still playing in some pub playing covers or something, or playing old Maiden tunes that no one wants to hear by that time. You know. Killers, it's a bit iffy about this album. Some people reckon they love it, other people say they hate it, I don't know. This one, the songs are really good, the production's diabolical. Martin Bird took over after that, so a lot of the other albums, you know, sound good. Nothing here. Peace of Mind, this is actually my favourite studio album. Thanks for, you know, for all the albums, you know, they're all gold, so fantastic. Next time, get your mate to buy them and go platinum, you know what I mean?
Hello, and here we are in Montreal. I'm Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, and I'm at the Montreal home for retired rock stars. You can see here the remedial swimming pool here for those tired, aching limbs from lots and lots of head banging and all the other sort of things that disturb the big joints at the back of the neck here. So I'm going to be your guest VJ for the next few hours on Headbangers Ball, and videos on the way from Megadeth, Faster Pussycat, Prong, and Ozzy Osbourne, of course, and plus a world premiere from the Scorpions, their new album and video and thing, and a debut from the very excellent band Kathmandu, led by Dave King, who's a very splendid singer. Used to be in a band called Fastway. Was special guest with Iron Maiden a long time ago. Good to see him doing something sensible. And here's Judas Priest, A Touch of Evil. I remember. Yes, absolutely, none of that.
Hi, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. This is Dave Murray and...
Dave Murray.
And this is Dave Murray.
This is Dave Murray.
Yeah.
No, this is Dave Murray, I'm Yannick Gers, that's right. Yeah.
Right, here's the number 5 Skull Crusher of the week, Slaughter.
Spend My Life.
But before we go any further, I'd just like to say that we are in Montreal at Ben's, having some of their local delicacies.
Yeah, these are the props.
These are the props.
We're on tour with MTV in Canada.
And there's for this week's Ball Buster. Last week's winners, Every Mother's Nightmare, is up against LA Guns Malaria. And you can see the two contenders back to back. Call up. Vote for your favourite. The number to call is 1-900-370-0100. Each call costs 50 cents. Here's last week's winner. Every mother's, it's cold out here, every mother's nightmare. Love can make you blind. Let's see who wins.
I see ya. Oh, I see ya. Hi, Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden here. Glad you could join us on the Headbangers Ball MTV. We're here at the Forum in Montreal. It's very cold outside, it's very cold inside. But anyway, I would like to introduce to you the very best of rock music. Number 4 on the skull-crushing chart of MTV this week. It's a number from Queensryche, and it is called, would you believe, Best I Can. God bless you.
Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, and we're the sort of the guest VJs for today. And this is the second hour of the Headbangers Ball. Videos on the way from Megadeth, Winger, Cinderella, and Anthrax. And here's the world premiere of Don't Believe Her from the Scorpions.
Right, up next is Anthrax.
Who've been on tour with us for the last 2 months, I think, in Europe. And they're a great bunch of lads.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to say about Anthrax except...
Anyone got the time? Hi folks, we're back. The Headbangers Ball continues. I'm Dave Murray.
And I'm Yannick Gers.
And this is our French onion soup. And this is a look at the No Prayer on the Road tour dates. We're about halfway through our tour at the moment. We just arrived in America yesterday. And what else was I going to say?
Well, we're in Canada, Dave.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is Canada.
This is Canada, yeah. Don't get me wrong. But up to from last week, I've been wanting to say that all day. Here's number 3 Skull Crusher of the week, Tesla.
With signs.
Here's Megadeth. Holy Wars. The punishment due. God!
If you're feeling down, depressed and lonely, I know a place where we can go. 22 Acacia Avenue.
Hello, I'm Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. You're watching Headbangers Ball MTV. I'm standing here in Montreal, freezing me cobblers up here. It's really cold. But we started off the tour in Monday in Halifax. It went really well and things are going great. So we'll be coming around to your area soon. It's time now for the Skull Crusher of the week. AC/DC, and it really is a Skull Crusher. Money talks, and it usually does, doesn't it?
Welcome back to Headbangers Ball. Coming right up, Prong with Lost and Found.
That was Ozzy Osbourne of Iron Man, good old Aussie. This is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. You're watching Headbangers Ball, MTV. This is Tail Gunner, a new Iron Maiden video, and I did the directing and editing for it, so I hope you like it.
Welcome back to Headbangers Ball. This is the third and final hour we're going into now, and look out for some hot videos coming up from, you know who? No, you don't? Well, I'll tell you. AC/DC, Prong, and a very good band called King's X. They were out with us just before Christmas, actually. Did 3 shows with us in Europe. Phenomenal band. Also, look out. There's a new band coming your way called Kathmandu, and it was formed by a guy called Dave King, who's a dear old friend of the band's. Used to be in a band called Fastway with Fast Eddie Clark. And I think one of the tours a long way back, they actually supported us, which was fun. Great singer. Band's called Kathmandu, and it's a song called, was it When the Rain Comes Down? Well, it's better than bloody snow, isn't it? Anyway, by the way, a couple of years ago, we did a tour called the Seventh Son of the Seventh Son tour, see? And we did a little show, just a couple of things going on over the back there. What's going on, Reva? Anyway, yes, as I was saying, we did a show, and it was a great gig. There was about 100,000 people turn up, and it was at Castle Donington in England, 1988.
Okay, chaps, welcome to the biggest show in England since the Battle of Britain. Iron Maiden's Operation Metal Heaven. Iron Maiden with our American allies, Kiss and Dave Lee Roth, supported by the allied forces of Megadeth, Guns N' Roses and Halloween, will be invading the Monsters of Rock Festival at Castle Donington in England on August 20th. Myself and MTV want volunteers. It's going to be long, hard, loud and heavy. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will take you across the Atlantic at 40,000 feet, dropping down into London before the mission enters its last phase. You and the guests will then take the stage with the headliners of Britain's biggest bash since D-Day, Iron Maiden, to sing Heaven Can Wait in front of 75,000 headbangers. Then, as personal VIP guests of Iron Maiden, you will attend the after-show debriefing and humongous party. Send a postcard with your name, address, age and phone number on it to MTV's Iron Maiden Operation Metal Heaven contest. 1775 Broadway, New York, New York, 10019. We shall never surrender.
Good night, America. Yeah, we know. See you on the No Prayer on the Road tour.
Did you miss the gig?
Good night, America. We shall see you on the No Prayer on the Road tour.
Who counts that? You were supposed to say that, weren't you?
It was my turn.
What is this, Wayne's World or what? Hang on.
Hi, hello. He is Bruce Dickinson, and I am Nico McBrain from...
Read the screen, read the screen.
And welcome to Countdown to the Ball. What screen? Oh, we're your guest hosts for the next 3 hours.
Debuting on the countdown at 10, here's Kiss.
With I Just Wanna.
There should be another word after that, shouldn't there?
Sounds like it should be.
Another word after that. At number 9 on the countdown to the Ball with the very excellent Lithium. And, it's my friend Nico McBrain.
Who said that?
He's a drummer. Here's a short look at the video, which came in at number 8. Road to Nowhere from Ozzy Osbourne. You can't help it, can you?
Not really. No.
Number 7 from their excellent album Angel Dust. This is Faith No More. Oh! Who said that? With Midlife Crisis.
More in at number 7 with Midlife Crisis. And of course, speaking of Midlife Crisis, we're on tour at the moment.
Don't you start. There was a very special birthday party somewhere for a while back. Yes. We've been having a good time actually, haven't we?
Where are we? Where are we tonight? We're in Denver.
Denver.
Yes, we're a mile high at the moment.
Yes. A mile high.
And don't tell anybody. And then we're in Salt Lake City tomorrow, where of course nobody can get a mile high, because they're like that, you know. They're very religious and everything. Then on Monday we don't do anything, do we?
No. Just get over the not being a mile high.
That's right. Then on Tuesday we're at Irvine Meadows in Southern California.
No, it's not Sacramento, isn't it?
You're right.
Yeah,
it is Sacramento.
Sacramento.
On Wednesday we're in San Francisco at the Cow Palace. And on Thursday we're in Irvine Meadows.
Thursday's Irvine Meadows.
So don't go on
Yes.
Tuesday, because it's on Thursday, Irvine Meadows in Southern California.
With a few days.
COC, Corrosion of Conformity, and Testament, and they're all on the bill, and it's mega.
Excellent.
It's an absolutely mega show. And we're having a blast. So if you can join us up there, then we'll be playing lots of stuff off Fear of the Dark and all sort of like greatest hits.
We're playing stuff off of this.
Yes, there's nothing here.
in it.
Look at this. There's nothing inside, nothing at the back, nothing in the middle, right? And we'll make this box disappear, see? Gone.
Well, anyway, next up.
Yes.
Next up, the top 6 hard rock videos of the week for you, and they are up, so don't go away.
Back to the countdown to the ball, where we're counting down the top 10 hard rock videos of the week, and I think we might even be in one of them this week. You know what I mean? Because there's this new record of ours called Fear of the Dark, which is out at the moment. Yes, indeed, Iron Maiden have produced another record, and I think it's really rather good actually. It's got a few different tracks on for us. It's definitely. I think it's the best one we've ever done, to be honest with you.
I second that. I do. I think it is most definitely, without a doubt, the best yet.
And if we had the rest of the band, they'd third it, fourth it, and fifth it. That's right, they would. Right, well, here's number 6. What a coincidence. Number 6. The Lynch Mob, Tangled in a Web.
Remember Rain from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, yes, wait.
Don't move, because right after the break...
Yes, we're not laughing at the video, don't worry. No, we fell asleep during that. We're laughing at the joke.
You will be seeing the top 3 hard rock videos of the week.
Absolutely.
So don't go
Good
away,
stuff
please.
coming up.
Symphony on kazoo.
That's right. We are your guest hosts tonight on Countdown to the Ball, as well as the Headbangers Ball, which kicks off, as always, at midnight.
Oh, yes.
Pause, thunder, lightning, Zappo.
2 minutes to midnight. Now that rings a bell.
Yes.
This could be being one of the videos you may well see this evening.
Because tonight on the ball, you'll see the triple thrash threat, plus I'll say that again, because it's sort of like emotive. Isn't it? The triple thrash threat, plus many videos from us, like 2 minutes to midnight, coincidentally, and Wasting Love. However, here is number 3, Metallica, Wherever I May Roam.
Excellent.
On to the number 2 spot again this week. That was Make Love Like a Man from the latest Def Leppard album, Adrenalized. Do you make love like a man?
Oh, all the time, mate.
I think I probably do.
You know, I haven't asked myself lately. I haven't had a touch of the salmon for a while, so it's a bit difficult to answer that question.
I suppose we probably make love like men, because after all, we are men.
Well, anyway, don't you move.
As opposed to women. If you were a woman, you would make love like a woman, wouldn't you?
Well, I suppose you would.
That's right.
If you,
Okay.
Unless she's a geezer, of course. She's a geezer, could be.
Well, then you wouldn't know.
Wouldn't really know what's going on, would you?
No, you wouldn't know which way to turn, would you? Don't move, because the number 1 video is coming up next.
Wonder who that is. Hi, Nico McBrain and Bruce Dickinson with you, still here on the way tonight. Yes, coming up, the triple thrash threat with all those terrible New York hoodlums called Anthrax. Yes, Napalm Death will be.
We know them, don't we?
Yes.
We know them.
Yes, and yes.
In fact, your drum roadie, your new drum roadie, used to be the drum roadie for Anthrax.
Oh, that's very true. Walter,
and they toured with us, didn't they?
They did too, yes.
Yes,
they made a hell of a row.
Special guest didn't support us in Europe last time around, last tour.
Oh, yes, and they did the Monsters of Rock gigs with us, which we will be doing again this year.
Finer bunch of men never drew breath.
Anyway,
that's a compliment.
The last trio of this here, heavy, all this thrash metal extravaganza is forced entry.
Did you say Napalm Death?
Yes, I said that after the chaps who got that kind of cow disease.
Keep nodding off. Keep nodding off there, because we only got 3 hours sleep before we had to take this.
We had a terrific night.
Because we were doing a show in Minneapolis, and there's an English pub round the corner, and we took
full advantage of the English chaps who owned the pub.
Anyway,
do you want to do this?
Chuck, we're going to talk. Latest videos coming up from Ozzy, Pantera, Alice in Chains. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Bridget locked herself in a box for a long time for this band.
Stop doing that while he's talking.
And Testament.
Oh yes, by the way, did you know it was Chuck's 40th birthday 3 days ago?
That's right. We all gave him.
He passed the big 4-0, ladies and gentlemen.
He did. Did he?
Yes. He says he ain't 40, but I know better.
He's older than you then. By about...
By about what?
No,
Well,
anyway,
you said you weren't going to say anything.
he's
right?
very fond of melons.
Oh, most
We
definitely.
bought him a couple of melons.
In fact,
in,
these melons that he
in
had
Alpine
yes,
Valley.
and you didn't get much change out of
Whoppers.
it.
You never saw a couple of melons like them. He's a happy man, and they're a good band.
Look here,
Touring
what's
with
this?
us.
Number one again. Do you believe this? This week is
Pearl Jam.
Even Flow.
Even Flow.
Even Flow.
That was Pearl Jam, Even Flow, the #1 video on the countdown to the ball. Right now, it's time for the Headbangers Ball to begin.
Yes, we're still here as the guest host for the Headbangers Ball. Look out for tonight's crank or yank. What's that mean? Competition with the Rollins Band. Plus debuts from Napalm Death and Forced Entry.
Oh yeah, and we've got a track here to play for you, which is debuted yesterday, and we're going to play it for you tonight. It's a track off our new record, Fear of the Dark, and it's a sort of bit of a different song for us. Really, really special video. I'm not going to say too much about it. It's called Wasting Love, and I think it's mega. So just check it out. Next Saturday night on Headbangers Ball, don't miss a special July the 4th Metal Blocks edition with Ricky. I shall certainly be watching it. Oh yes, we'll still be in LA because we'll be recovering from Friday night is it Friday night or Thursday night at Irvine Meadows? Friday night at Irvine Meadows.
Was it? Or was it Thursday night?
No, it's Friday,
Or is
isn't
it Thursday
No, it's Friday because it's Sacramento, San Francisco, and Irvine Meadows. And today is Saturday, Sunday is Salt Lake, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thursday.
Oh no, we've got a day off on Thursday. We've got a day off on Thursday, man.
Oh,
It's Friday, Friday, whatever the...
Anyway.
Whatever you do, don't mention the letter F, but don't go down to Irvine Meadows on Thursday because we won't be there.
Really?
No. We'll be in the hotel around the corner. But we're playing on Friday. Right now, it's time to play the latest from Ozzy, who is out now on tour with Slaughter and Ugly Kid Joe, and here is Mr. Tinker Train. Friday, Urban Meadows, Friday. Tonight's show, another video from us, Iron Maiden, 2 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, plus a debut from Asphalt Ballet. I beg your pardon if I got that wrong, boys and girls. Don't even think of moving. Ballet, Unlucky Mr. Lucky. Coming right up after the break, you'll witness the triple thrash threat with videos from, yes, Anthrax, Napalm Death and Forced Entry.
Right now it's time for the results of tonight's Crank or Yank competition. This is the voting part of the show where you get to decide the fate of a video. Looks like you guys decided to crank Rollins Band. That means you now get to see Tearing. Here it is. All right, I'm having a panic attack. I said that we had a day off on Thursday and Irvine Meadows was on Friday. It's not.
No,
it's on Thursday.
No.
Really, we don't have a day off.
The gig is
Irvine
Thursday.
Meadows is actually on Thursday. When you call up your tickets or whatever, I mean, don't panic if they haven't got any for the show on Friday, because we're not there on Friday. It's on Thursday. It really is.
Friday.
Honest, really. Panic attack. My fault. I shoot myself. Boom, boom, brain gone.
July the 4th.
So, it is July the 4th weekend after that, after the show on Thursday for Irvine Meadows. And in Phoenix on Sunday, actually.
Yes.
July the 4th is a Saturday, so you can go to Phoenix, Compton Terrace on Sunday and see us if you really, really want to blow your brains out with Maiden. Anyway, we've got the new record and we're doing lots of tracks from that, and I think it's our best record for years. And if you're a real big fan of like Number of the Beast and Peace of Mind and records like that, you'll want to check the new album out, because it's really a return to kind of the songwriting of quality. There's 12 tracks on the album, and it's the best sounding record we've ever made as well. And the performances are like, bam, in your face, really in your face.
The handsome one of the band.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Fear of the Dark, by the way. That's the name of the album.
Serious risk take.
If you boys and girls out there haven't bought it yet, you better go out. Oh, give us some of this, see? We'll not see you. Right, anyway.
So if you want to write to the Ball saying that we're all full of bovine scatology, then you can write to Norman Schwarzkopf's words, not mine. Headbangers Ball, care of MTV Networks, 1515 Broadway, 24th floor, New York, New York, 136. And here's Pantera with This Love. We're almost at the end of the show, but I'll tell you what we're doing this summer. After we finish up here in the States, I think in like Miami or something on the 17th of July, we're going to go back to, we're going to do South America, and we're doing all these mega huge 40,000 seat football stadiums and stuff there. We're not actually playing any music at all, we're just going to play football. And then we go back to Europe and we're playing lots and lots of big fields. Donington Festival again, where we set the record there in 1988. Yeah, 105,000 people. Unfortunately they've reduced the size of the site now, so we can only get 75,000 in. But we're playing there with Skid Row and Slayer.
Skid Row, Slayer, Wasp, The Almighty.
Yeah, and some other English bands. Thunder, isn't it?
Thunder.
Thunder's on there, yeah, English bands. So we try and get as many English bands because it's an English festival and everything. And then we go right the way through Europe doing the same thing. Monsters of Rock in Germany and Monsters of Rock in Prague and in Hungary and all kinds of places like that, in Paris. And then we're going to come back out to the States.
Yes.
In October. And we're going to do all those places where people are saying, why the hell are Iron Maiden playing our place? And the idea is, we are going to play your place. We will be coming and we will be demolishing your house, putting up a stage and doing a show there in October.
The Headbangers Ball's coming your way.
In the
we ain't giving you a house, we're going to blow it up.
Yeah, so here comes the ball. Doosh. And in the meantime, here is the track that was the single in 1988 when we did Donington last time. Can I Play with Madness? No, she's gone home for the night. She does not want to come out. That was Can I Play with Madness? So we're out of here. And Ricky will be back next Saturday night after recovering from going to see Iron Maiden on Thursday night, because he's coming down. He's coming down.
He's going to be there.
He said he was going to come down. If he doesn't come down, he'll be doing the show in a box with a special July the 4th Metal Blocks edition of the Headbangers Ball. So,
it's a good night from him.
And it's a good night from him.
Thanks very much. We'll see you on the road. God bless. Goodbye. Wipe the tears.
I sort of wrote the music, and then Bruce came in and wrote the lyrics. And in fact, we had 3 songs that I sort of written the music, and he came in and wrote the lyrics all in one day. He was just really fired up, and he had, ideas coming out all over the place. And the Tailgunner song was just basically, boys' own sort of stuff, Second World War type stuff.
Who shot who and who
But Bruce just said that the intro reminded him of airplanes, and that's what started him off. And he just started scribbling away, and he, you know, some of his best stuff comes out like that. Like Holy Smoke was also written in the same day.
In my case, I prefer to fly.
I got a phone call from the boys after Adrian Smith had left. I think Adrian felt that he wanted to continue in a different direction. And also he's a singer, he's a very good singer as well as a fantastic guitar player. And I think that was, he just wanted to change direction. But I'd already done Bruce's solo album, the Tattoo Millionaire album. But the boys rang me up and asked me if I could learn a few songs, which I did, and over a weekend they asked me to join, which I was more than happy to do.
Yeah, they do find me a bit crazy, because I mean, I'm not your normal kind of guy, you know what I mean? Ah, blimey, I'm here. Do you know how long I've been in this lift? Get out of it! I went in there yesterday.
I think the thing about Iron Maiden is it's always been it's been down to a live show, and the live as a band. They've always been one of the best live bands around, and as long as that keeps happening, that's exactly what they're about.
I have got a collection of guitars from 1957 up to 65, you know, like various Gibsons, Strats. So I do collect them because it's like buying an antique, a piece of furniture. You buy something and it's, you know, I sort of leave it in the cupboard to, you know, gather dust. But I say really, as far as guitars go, if they have to stand up to long tours and, you know, stand up to like a damn good thrashing, you know, so they have to be pretty solid.
Welcome, Jane and everybody out there, you lot, to my world, my little piece of territory.
I think the reason, you know, that we've done really well and everything, partly as well, is because we're very stubborn. We just do what we want to do, and the fans respect that as well, and they know that we've never, you know, sold out or done anything, you know, sort of be commercial and be what we're not, just to try and sell records or whatever. We've just always just written songs, played, you know, with a view to playing live, and obviously a lot of hard touring, you know. We've just built up such a loyal following, they're amazing. I don't know any other bands that got such a loyal following as us, possibly Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC perhaps, the only ones that spring to mind. But our fans really are ultra loyal, I mean all over the world, so.
I'd like to show you my kit. Cymbals, drums. Right, up here, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16 tom-toms, made by Sonor. 18 by 19 floor tom down there. We've got a 24 by 18 bass drum. Can you see this now?
Down the line, and the lights they turn to green. You race up with your tires screaming, rolling thunder. The people choke with poison.
Well, I actually directed the Maiden England video, which is like a 90-minute video, and it took me ages to sort of get used to the editing gigs. I've never sort of done it before. So from actually going from like writing songs and playing songs to actually sort of directing, some people actually sort of said, well, how can you direct when you're on stage? But what I did before, I did a lot of, you know, sort of, what I say research, but I just went up to the venue and sorted out all the different camera angles and briefed all the camera crew as to exactly what I did and didn't want. And 8 out of 10 of them actually did what I wanted. The other 2 sort of got a bit arty, but because we didn't really need anything totally sort of over the top, you know, film-wise, because I wanted it just to be as if it was, you know, like 10 punters with giving camcorders, you know, stuck here, there and everywhere, you know, the same film sort of thing, that sort of approach. So it's nothing flash really, but I don't think that we don't need anything too flash filming-wise for our videos really.
When Yannick came down actually and we played, you know, we played a couple of songs together, immediately it just, the chemistry, you know, and the fire, it was like kind of 10 years ago, really, the adrenaline spark was amazing that Yannick sort of injected into the band. It's just keeping that enthusiasm going, you know, and we have that, you know, and Yannick especially just coming in as well, it gave us a kick up the body.
Do you know what they call this? This is a 20-inch full crash. Do you know why they call it a full crash? Because any fool can hit it.
What sort of stuff I listen to at home really is still sort of old stuff really, I suppose. The stuff I sort of grew up with, early 70s, still listen to a lot of Jeff Oakes, Hole and Free, Zeppelin, stuff like that. Out of the newer bands I listen to like Queensryche, King's X, I really like a lot. Influence-wise I would say it's probably like Free, Wishbone Ash, The Who, Zeppelin, Purple, Sabbath, early Genesis, Yes, Chris Squire was a real big influence for me. Well, there's loads of songs I wish I'd written, loads of classics. Some of the parts in Suckers Radio Genesis are pretty amazing, and a lot of the Yes stuff, like Roundabout and stuff like that, and well, any Yes stuff I wish I'd written.
We have Eddie, the monster. He comes out, he's 12 foot tall. Big, ugly-looking dude, right? Looks like Bruce, actually. And he goes, sorry, mate, I had to get that in you, bugger. So he staggers out on stage, he's doing all the business, he's having a dance, head-banging to Iron Maiden. So he's ready to leg it off stage, see? Unbeknownst to him, he's got his foot caught round the mic lead. He's standing up there, he's turned around, he's looked at the rest of us. We're all playing along, right? And he's just gone, oink! And he's like the mic lead. Eddie's legs gone, way! And he's on one leg and goes, whoa, whoa, boom, and he's gone down for the count.
Onto a scene of endless greed, of dominance and persecution. No one was a queen, that in the scene, and it's never meant to be. Now I spend my time looking all around. Oh man, that's so it should be bound. Can I find him? Never gotta stop searching. Gotta find my man, gotta travel around. Raymond! Hey! Out!
We just started the song and it was just amazing.
Yeah, a bit of magic that works.
Go on. Yes.
Ricky Rackman back on the Headbangers Ball. It's time to play the brand new one from Iron Maiden, so I brought my pal here. As if you couldn't tell, it says Eddie, as if you didn't know. So from Iron Maiden, is this ready for the new Iron Maiden video? Eddie's ready. This is brand new from the album No Prayer for the Dying. Here's Holy Smoke from Iron Maiden.
Fear of the Dark, which is going to be released on the 12th of May in the States of Iron Maiden. Hi Bruce, how are you doing?
I'm very well. You caught me at a good time. I'm sober.
Excellent. Are you enjoying the party?
Almost. After this interview, then I won't be sober, and I'll be enjoying it even more.
Excellent. Now, could you give us a little preview of the new album, Fear of the Dark, for Headbangers Ball viewers in America?
Yes, it's absolutely brilliant, and it's the best album we've ever made. It will, if you put it on the front of a train, you can expect it to tunnel through from New York to Los Angeles in about 0.6 minutes. And if you were to stick it on the San Andreas Fault, then up from California would slide into the ocean.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
And Yannick Gertz contributed songwriting for the first time. What kind of difference has that made?
Well, Brian, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, the main thing is that he's an astounding guitarist, and he plays so much from the heart and so much soul and fire that the band has been revitalised. It's like reinventing the wheel. This is the new Iron Maiden, gonna come and like tear people up till the year 2000.
And there you go, everything in a nutshell. I'll be talking to Iron Maiden some more a little later on, but for now it's back to Ricky. Thanks, Ricky. Yes, Steve Harris of Iron Maiden is still with me in London, and there's somebody else here as well, Frankenstein from Transylvania. So he's pretty terrifying, actually. I think an album track's going to start up in the background. But Steve, could you tell us a little bit about the lyrics on the new album, because they embrace kind of far more realistic and down-to-earth subjects than before, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, a lot of it's down to Bruce writing sort of socially aware songs or whatever. I tend to write from sort of imagination, fantasy, whatever, so blame him.
And the album is released in America on the 12th of May. Is there going to be a single forthcoming?
Yeah, April the 13th. Only in Europe, though, not in America. Don't release singles in America.
Why not?
Well, they don't buy them, they don't play them, so why bother?
Okay, and very quickly, what are your tour plans over the next few months?
We start touring in June, a couple of warm-ups in Reykjavik, in Iceland, which is a contradiction in terms, I suppose, and America, South America, Monsters of Rock.
I think he likes me.
Monsters of Rock, yeah, all right.
He looks like a monster of rock, doesn't he?
Yeah. And,
okay. Well, good luck with everything, and thanks for taking time out of your party to talk to us. And right now I'm going to hand you back to the studio in New York. Back to you, Ricky.
Artist band, we're a heavy metal band. We play very loud. We play quite fast, much too fast for most people. It's like being hit around the head with an iron bar. We don't try to sing songs about women, people falling in love, people falling out of love, people falling in love with the person you first thought of, and all kinds of rubbish like that, because it's all been done before and it's very boring. We've done loads and loads of world tours. We've sold millions of albums. I don't really know how many. I guess you better ask the record company. I mean, I just make them, you know, and sing them. I don't know how many we sold. A lot, you know. I think it's a lot anyway. Just because we wander around on stage and, you know, sort of like leather and chains and all the rest of it, and because look at our audience dressed like that, doesn't mean we're all kind of sadomasochists or perverts or incredibly violent, nasty, horrible people. It's just, you know, the way we get off on listening to music and going out and having fun. Eddie started off life as sort of a band mascot, but he's a little bit more than a mascot. He's a little bit more human than a monster, but he's not quite human enough to be, you know, a real bona fide member of the species. So he's our kind of pet Frankenstein. He's got quite a lot in common with Frankenstein. People feel sympathy towards him. People feel a bit frightened towards him. He's, you know, kind to animals and small children, but he's, you know, probably a mass murderer with it, you know, as well. So there's Clint Eastwood of monsters. I get a big buzz of energy out of doing what I do, and I reckon that I get back from the audience 10 times what I put out, however hard I work. They work 10 times.
Surprisingly, the Department of Transportation has teamed the veteran British heavy metal band Iron Maiden with its famous crash test dummies, Vince and Larry. They appear in a new public service announcement urging people to buckle up their seatbelts and not to drink and drive. The Transportation Department wanted to target males between the ages 15 and 35 because 10,000 of them were killed in auto accidents last year from not wearing seatbelts. Males ages 15 to 35 also happen to make up the core audience for a band like Iron Maiden, who are only too happy to comply with the PSA, which looks like this.
Vince, come on, we're late. This headbanging is more fun than going through a windshield.
Good night from Iron Maiden. Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie. Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
In more
Fear. The record is called Fear of the Dark, and with Iron Maiden's popularity obviously on the rise in this country, we tracked the band down at a show in New York City recently, and here's what we saw and heard.
It's
been 2 years since Iron Maiden released their last studio album, and frontman Bruce Dickinson released his first solo album. Both are back with Maiden's new album, Fear of the Dark. This time, however, their world of fantasy has been replaced with topics straight from today's headlines.
I don't know whether it's the fact that we're a little bit older, or whether we've got kids or whatever. We said we want to write some songs about those sorts of things.
One of those songs, Fear is the Key, deals with the topic of AIDS.
There's a line in there that says nobody cares until somebody famous dies, which was more or less what Martina Navratilova said about when Magic Johnson got it, and suddenly America discovered AIDS, and having sex with a musician is not the most unrisky thing to do. Pretty risky, I would say. You don't know where he's been.
One reason for Maiden's change in lyrical content is fatherhood, something Dickinson is still trying to grow accustomed to.
I was a victim of severe culture shock, having been a rock and roll animal for a week, and then being like, here's a baby. It's just crapped itself. Change it. I'm like, ah! As soon as you get a kid, you suddenly realise that getting old is going to be a great thing, because you're going to see them grow up, which is one thing that is supposed to be totally anti-rock and roll, because you're supposed to burn out and fade away.
While putting together Fear of the Dark, the band chose to record at Steve Harris's home studio, with Harris co-producing as well. One reason, more privacy.
I think it's more productive because before we used to do albums abroad like the Bahamas or places like that, we'd sort of do a take and then go out and celebrate afterwards and all this stuff, and whereas these days we tend to just get stuck into the album.
The fact that, none of us are sort of like raging alcoholics or drug addicts or anything else probably helps. You resolve arguments a lot better when you're not. I think this is going to be our biggest record we've ever had. Honestly, I'll make a fool of myself and say that now, so everybody can go when it isn't. But I don't think it isn't going to be. I think it really is going to be a huge record for us.
Bruce, not too long ago, and he talked about Maiden '92. Check this out.
It's just been the most fun this tour, because the band is playing better than I've ever heard Iron Maiden play ever. I mean, certainly singing-wise, I think I'm singing better than I have done in the last 6 or 7 years.
Taking care of your pipes, huh?
No, not particularly that. No, not especially. No, not any more, any less than usual. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the vibe. I just got infected with the vibe, and I think Yannick's got a lot to do with it as well, because he's a bona fide nutcase, and the songs have a lot to do with it too. Sort of Wasting Love and Afraid to Shoot Strangers gives you, you're not just sort of like hammering away at things all the time. There's lots of light and shade and meaning to things.
So Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden announced that he'll be going solo after an upcoming farewell tour of England and continental Europe.
Band, Bruce Dickinson is not going to be an Iron Maiden anymore? Here's more.
I figure you should never really just leave things for the sake of them. Obviously, there was a lot of long-standing reasons, but ultimately, the main one was entirely musical. The situation with the guys has always been very good, with the other people in the band. I've always had a good relationship with them, and still do. And I think they understand that what I want to do in terms of music is probably going to be a bit too broad to be covered by Iron Maiden. There's a lot of things in Maiden that you can't do because you're in Iron Maiden, and because we have I guess a core audience that's pretty conservative about its musical tastes. You don't want to upset people for the sake of it. So I figured that it would be better for me to leave the band and go off and explore all kinds of other areas of music. The pay-per-view show that we're doing came about because a magician, an illusionist, a guy with a very warped and twisted sense of humor who lives a couple of streets away from me, which is very worrying, a guy called Simon Drake. We knew each other because, among other things, Iron Maiden had booked him to do part of his show at an album launch party. So we got to know each other and everything. And he was slated to do this pay-per-view thing in association with a rock group. And I think it was his idea to suggest to the pay-per-view people that maybe they should look at us. And of course it coincided with me leaving, and it was like, well, what a great way to go. And not being content with that, he's devised an extra special way for me to go. So Beavis and Butthead are watching. It's going to be an interesting experience, and you know, I'm going to go out and get on all the leather and all the gear and stuff and everything, and drag it all out of the archives and suit up, you know, smelly as it may be. You know, I had a great time for, you know, 11, 12 years with Maiden, and I think we cut 3 or 4 records that I think really stand up very well to the test of time, particularly the stuff like from The Number of the Beast and The Peace of Mind and things like that, and Power Slave and the live album. So I had a great time, and I'm pleased to be able to leave honestly, you know, rather than have kind of people saying, you know, oh well, you know, he never told anybody he was going to quit and stuff. I mean, so we've done the tour together, like the farewell tour and stuff, and I can still go and have a beer with them and not have any problems, which is nice, you know, because it's nice to stay friends. This is Simon Drake. He's demented, slightly mad, and burns books for a living. And you're going to do some pretty unpleasant things on this pay-per-view on August 28th with Iron Maiden. And there's a rumour that you're going to be slicing my head off. Isn't true, is it?
I promise you, Bruce, I would not slice your head off. No more than I would slice my dear own grandmother's head off. Emil?
23.5 head, 15 net.
15 net, thank you.
Where is your dear old grandmother, just out of interest?
She's dead, I'm afraid.
Oh dear. Anyway, Simon does lots and lots of very nasty tricks, disemboweling and impaling and burying things, putting knives through them, chopping heads off and other body parts. And there's all kinds of other stuff he does, including
this,
which I don't like looking at because it's really, really horrible.
We'll get off then. What you could do, you could do my sound effects.
I think you'll agree that was really horrible, and there'll be a lot more of that on August the 28th on the pay-per-view. You're not going to chop my head off, really, are you?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
No. John the Baptist again.
We're out. No filming. Wait, good evening to you, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching this. We are at our launch party, recording this here. Verbal for you. Launch party of the X Factor, the new album from Maiden. Stand for one of two things. It could be number 10, or it could be X. It can mean the unknown. It can mean
the X generation. It can mean the X factor, the feeling, the chemistry within the band.
Sometimes we play through and it'll be, oh, yes.
It's just that it's certain magic, and that's what we kept referring to as the X factor.
But also, I mean, coincidentally, X is, you know, Roman numerals 10. It's the 10th Iron Maiden album.
Hi, this is Dave Murray.
And this is Blaze Bailey.
From Iron Maiden.
And you are watching Headbangers.
Thanks
Dave,
a lot.
nice
Cheers.
to meet you.
Pleasure.
Blaze, very, I mean, the warmest welcome to Iron Maiden. It's been great, the tour so far, so good.
Yeah, it's been going fantastic. We've been out on the road for about nearly 5 months now.
Okay.
We've been all over Europe, and we've been in America for
You
a
did
month now.
You did Asia, Africa, started in Israel.
Yeah, in fact, the very first show was in Jerusalem, in Israel, and then we played there. We played a couple more shows there, Tel Aviv and Haifa. Then we went down to South Africa. Then.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
And in your case, Blaze, how's the reception of the people?
It's been great. I've had, from all the fans all over the world that we've played so far, I've had a lot of support and encouragement from everybody. So it's been fantastic, you know, everybody's just given me a very, very warm welcome. It's been really, really good.
Let's go right into what the Latin American audience want to hear. When you're going to Latin America?
We'll be, well, the tour just seems to be going on and on and on. We thought we'd be finished by May, but now everything just keeps going on. So we'll be in the South Americas, all around there, in August, at the end of August. We don't know what dates and in what countries or cities we'll be playing yet, because obviously that has to all be fitted together around, you know, what the trucks are going to do and how much gear we're taking out and all like that. But we'll definitely be there in August.
There's some rumors about like some bands going with Iron Maiden to Latin America. You don't know anything about that yet?
No, not at this time. I don't think anything's actually been confirmed yet, but they're going to lock some dates in, so we're definitely coming down there in the summertime. But yeah, I haven't heard of any other bands yet on the bill. You know.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that we usually read about in a magazine. Oh, I didn't know we were doing that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we heard some big names. I mean, going with Iron Maiden is going to be great. It's going to be Monsters of Rock.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the beauty of these festivals as well. You know, you have like a load of rock bands here, and just the spirit and the atmosphere. You know, the whole day of bands playing, and you know, rock fans. You know, they're just totally into it, enthusiastic, and that whole day is very good. So that kind of Monsters of Rock. It'd be a fantastic day.
Junto a Dave y junto a Blaze vamos a ver el nuevo video, the new video from Iron Maiden, The X Factor, the second video. Esto es Lord of the Flies. Hey, seguimos en Headbangers junto a Iron Maiden. Once again, it's great to have you back on tour. It's great to have you're going to Latin America again. But let's talk about The X Factor, your new album. First thing that the people really want to know about the X Factor is like how fast Blaze got into the whole thing of Iron Maiden. For instance, you wrote a couple of songs, and even more, you wrote Man on the Edge. So how hard or how easy it was for you to get into Maiden's field?
We took our time over it. It was quite a natural thing, really, because I said to Steve at the start, you know, is there any direction that, you know, the band is going to go in? And he said, no, look, just whatever we come up with, you know, whatever the best songs are, that's what's going to be on the album. And that's what Iron Maiden is. It doesn't matter who writes what or anything like that. And with my old band, Wolfsbane, that was in before then, I wrote all the words and melodies, so it seemed natural that if we were going to make an album together that I would write something for it. And we didn't rush anything or put any pressure on ourselves like that. We just kind of took our time, and I was very nervous at the start because I wondered if my ideas would fit in or stuff like that. But it seemed to work out really, really well. You know, quite natural. And when we were getting the arrangements together in the studio, it was really, really good.
Dave, in your case, do you feel like the Maidens feel now is like back in 1981 when Paul Di'Anno left and Dickinson got in as a singer in Iron Maiden? Do you feel like recharged the same way you felt in 1981?
Absolutely. You know, with Blaze coming in, he's totally enthusiastic, really into the band, you know. And that does rub off, you know, reflects on the rest of the guys in the band. So it was like Bruce was leaving and it was a bit of a damn time for us, but Blaze coming in just recharged it. And so really, just recording this album, we were like really excited. You know, as Blaze said earlier, it took a long time to do, but we was fired up the whole year it took to do it. You go in the studio and was really sort of animated almost about the whole thing. So yeah, having new blood in the band is definitely, it definitely gives the band, you know,
what was the particular thing that you like the most about Blade? I mean, like basics, Blazes.
Well, apart from it's good looks. Well, the thing is, I think now we've got 5 people in the band that are, you know, all focused and, you know, positive and really enjoying being in the band, enjoying playing this music and enjoying touring and the whole thing that revolved around that. So, yeah, but, you know, Blaze coming in has definitely, you know, just lifted the thing to another level. And I think on the X Factor, you know, if you listen to Blaze singing and you see on stage tonight, you know, he's just totally into it. And it's great because, you know, it makes, you know, the other guys in the band, you know, you look across at each other, you're playing. And it's like we're all committed and we're all having fun, you know. And I think, you know, that's what a band should be about. You know, it's like a team, you know, we're playing together.
New blood in Iron Maiden. Y vamos a ver, nosotros estamos en el bus de tour, por eso que nosotros vamos a ver Iron Maiden más tarde en vivo, pero por mientras ustedes van a ver el video de On the Edge, Headbangers. Hey chicos, seguimos aquí en Headbangers hablando con Iron Maiden acerca de lo que se trata X Factor. What's the meaning of X Factor? What's the meaning? Which factor is it?
Well, the term it was using while we was recording the album. In fact, Steve would just mention it. Every time we record a track, we say, does it have the X Factor? It's almost kind of like ethereal. It's something, you know, does it have that bit of magic?
Kind of unknown quantity.
Unknown, that's right, yeah. So you can apply it to a lot of things, you know, you can apply it to a piece of art or anything. What does it do for you? Okay. And so each track is like, does it have that fire? Is it, you know, and the groove, the sound and everything. And the X Factor, you know, just kept coming up in this term. We thought it was a good, great name for an album.
Yeah. Throughout the whole Iron Maiden career, there's been like lots of physical changes in Eddie. What happened with Eddie now in the X Factor?
Well, he's not an illustration anymore. We kind of wanted to take him into another dimension. No, because, you know, so many changes. It's a different producer on this album. It's a different singer and everything. So I wanted Eddie to look really, really fresh, you know, because the feeling in the band is everybody's really positive and, you know, fired up about the music and everything. And we wanted Eddie to look the same way. So a guy called Hugh Simon, who's done a lot of the Rush album covers, we got him involved. And he, instead of doing Eddie as an illustration, it's actually a photograph of a real Eddie. And so that's what it was. I think it's kind of, it is shocking in a way, and some people have said it's a bit too strong to put in some of the mom and dad record stores. So we made it so there was 2 pieces of artwork that we couldn't decide which one was the cover. So we just put it so you could turn it over. So it doesn't matter what is on the cover, you get all of the artwork for the album.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter where but you get all the artwork. It's just that it gets in the shop. So yeah, so it's worked out good. I think Eddie's very ferocious.
It's in a way, it's a new start for Iron Maiden. You just mentioned a point about the producer. It's the first time you work with Nigel now?
Oh, yeah, Nigel Green, yeah. In fact, he engineered Number of the Beast and Killer's album alongside with Martin Birch. So when we was going back into record this album, we wanted really to have someone in that we kind of knew really, instead of somebody coming out, you know, from nowhere. So he was just the perfect guy to get him. He'd worked with Mutt Langer and he'd been working with AC/DC, so he was very good at getting sounds and in the studio. So that's what wanted. And also, the album wanted to have like sounding very fresh, very 90s. Wanted like a modern sounding album, yet still has the character of Maiden. And we feel we've done that with the X Factor.
Ya lo saben, The X Factor, nosotros vamos a hacer una pausa, vamos a seguir con Iron Maiden, vamos a ver luego de la pausa un par de videos, entre otras cosas, Aces High, así que quédense, ya volvemos en Headbangers. Wow, chaya. Hey, seguimos en Headbangers junto a Dave, junto a Blaze, para hablar un poco de Latinoamérica. What do you remember about Latin American audiences? When you played, when you went for promotion, what's different? What makes us so unique?
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So, yeah, well, I think I said earlier, but anyway, the thing is, it's the actual reception and the warmth of the people down there. I mean, you just feel it when you're on stage, you know. And, you know, they know all the lyrics and the music and they're singing along. And it's just, the atmosphere is really good. It's like a vibe there. And it's one of, like, they're coming to enjoy the band, enjoy the music. And it's just been, like, you can just feel it, it's very warm. And that's what we love down there.
Blaze, this question is for you about, like, how do you design your ideal playlist for your shows?
Well, when we start rehearsing for the tour, then we write everything down, you know, what the older songs that you definitely couldn't miss out of an Iron Maiden set, and all the songs from the new album, The X Factor, and then, you know, we'll just see what's going to make the set, what songs are going to complement each other. And so the set's worked out, it's, you know, about half and half. There's about half new songs from The X Factor and half of songs from Iron Maiden, ranging right through from the early albums, right the way through to Fear of the Dark and this one. So it's quite a balanced set.
The perfect balance, así que ya lo saben, pueden dar por hecho que va a haber muchas canciones del pasado y no es tanto todo lo del X Factor. Anyway, I mean, you're testing the reaction of the audience with the new songs, so you know, I mean...
Yeah.
So you're changing the playlist a little bit in order not to get bored?
Well, it's difficult enough, to be honest, to try and get the songs in the set right every night.
Okay.
Because it's such a long set, and everywhere we play is so different. Sometimes it's absolutely huge, sometimes it's a bit smaller, sometimes we've got a massive, you know, 100,000 watts of PA or whatever, and then sometimes it's a bit smaller to fit in. And so the stage always sounds different. So every time you go on each night, you're trying to put as much as you can into the show and go crazy and not run out of breath so you don't sing flat or whatever. And also listen to everybody and make sure you're getting it right, because it sounds so weird every night. It's like a different... Sometimes the drums are really loud, other times the bass guitar makes you think that your brain is melting. Other times the guitars are crushing your ears, and you never know what sound you're going to get each night. So we go on, it's like, well, at least if we know we're playing the same songs every night, we've got a good chance of getting them each one right. That's how I feel, anyway.
In a way, because we never sound check, we just turn up and go on. So we don't even know what the type of stage is going to be, what the place is. So really, it's good because it kind of gives you that bit of edge, because you don't quite know what to expect. And you go out there and it's like, wham, let's go for it.
2-hour show?
Like that. Yeah, just about hour and 50, yeah.
Okay. Vamos a seguir conversando con Iron Maiden. Esto es el video de Stranger. Este nunca lo habíamos pasado antes, Headbangers, Stranger in Strangeland. Estar tocando, estamos en el bus de gira, que es un lugar bastante agradable, pero no tanto así cuando hay tantas cámaras y cosas pasando acá. Let's talk about your tour now in the States. Fear Factory is opening for you, which is a very good choice for an opening act. Very heavy, like in the vein of Iron Maiden. Do you personally choose? I mean, you have something to do with the election of the choice of the band that are.
Yeah, usually. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, and it's like who's available, who has preferably an album out. And Fear Factory, yeah, we're in the perfect situation to come out with it. So yeah, it's been really good.
So I think it's worked really well as well, because even though they've got quite an industrial sound, but I think the two bands complement each other really, really well, because Iron Maiden's really heavy and aggressive and melodic, and they're heavy in a slightly different way, you know, a bit more brutal in what they do. And so I think it's worked really well. They've gone down one of the best. We've had a lot of different support bands so far throughout the world, and I think they've probably gone down the best of all of them, really. Nice guys as well.
We heard that a band called Psycho Motel opened for you guys.
Yeah, in Nottingham.
That's Adrian Smith's band.
Yeah, Adrian's put a band together, and in fact the album's called Psycho Motel as well. Okay. And it's good to see him back out again, and he's going out on tour, and it's like we wish him all the best, you know.
That's perfect. And let's look at a little bit more about the X Factor. I mean, the music is in there. I mean, the lyrics are the subjects of the lyrics change a little bit, or it's the same Iron Maiden?
I think probably just by coincidence there seems to be a darker theme running through the X Factor, just because maybe what everybody was going through or whatever was going on around us at the time was just reflected in the lyrics and in the music and everything. It kind of looks at the darker side of human nature, the darker side of the human spirit in that way.
Now you're on tour, on the bus tour. I've always wondered about, like, what kind of music do you listen while you're on tour? There's any names that caught your attention lately?
Well, Dave listens to the blues a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a massive... Probably what you don't know about Dave is that he can play incredible blues guitar as well. He's an awesome guitar player anyway, but when he plays the blues and starts getting these licks out, he's so, whoa, he's incredible. So I'm sitting up here I'm playing video games, like I'm playing soccer or something like that on the video game, and at the back of the bus you just see these some old blues guy. No.
Nobody would believe this is the Iron Maiden guy.
Yeah. I think in a way, because you know, we're playing, you know, live, breathe and sleep, you know, rock, especially when you're on tour. Yeah. So when you have a chance to, you know, wind down and kind of listen to something, you know, completely different, if you like. So yeah, I prefer that, you know, blues stuff. But you know, we've got quite broad tastes in music, you know, everything from like classical to rock, you know, country and western. you know, opposed to action music. So we like pretty much everything, you know, we're quite open.
Now we're going to watch the video from, the old video from Run to the Hills. Are you playing that live?
No.
No?
No, thanks.
Oh, okay.
We can't fit them all in, can we? What, you know, I'm afraid of what are we supposed to do? You know, we'll be there for 2 weeks, not 2 hours. If we play everything that's a great song by Iron Maiden, we'll never come off the stage.
Yeah, that's true. Ok, aquí va entonces para que la vean en video al menos. Bueno, en Headbangers ya nos vamos despidiendo, so thank you very much for your time. So we know, I mean, what the X Factor is all about. Any last word for Latin? This is Headbangers for all the Latin American audience. Metal is alive in Latin America.
That's correct, yeah. And it is just about everywhere. We've been all over the world. Yeah, I think it's been great. Yeah, it's great.
And we're looking forward to coming down to Latin America and playing for you some festivals this year.
We'll see you in August.
Okay, ya lo saben, vamos despidiendo de Headbangers. Thank you very much, Dave.
Cheers, thank you very much.
And
cheers.
Thank you, Blaze.
Gracias, hasta la
Welcome
vista.
once again, it's my welcome, okay? Nos vemos la próxima semana. Esto fue Iron Maiden en Headbangers.
Hold distance to it. We don't have ourselves for the elements. I just want to feel like my soul. We don't need a load of morality. I like all the mixed emotions and anger. It brings out the animal, the power you can feel. And feeling so high with this much adrenaline. Excited for scary truth, believe what we become. Saints and sinners, something within us. We are Lord of the prize. Saints and sinners, something within us.
Okay, we got ourselves another damn rock show premiere. This time it's a cool one from Iron Maiden off their new CD called Brave New World. It's called Wicker Man, and it's a, did I say world premiere? Yeah. Because it is. It's a world premiere, this video. Right now the boys are gearing up for their big world tour. Bruce Dickinson says that this is going to be the best Iron Maiden tour ever. Rock on, dude. We had a chance to catch up with him in LA. He was hanging out there. We asked him about the new video, the concept of it, and what it all means.
The video basically is based on a kind of a cult movie, which is, if anybody out there is a film buff, the film, which is called The Wicker Man, is generally regarded as one of the classic English horror genre films of the 70s. So we just try to recreate that film. At the end of the film, it's actually a human sacrifice that takes place in this big man that's built of wicker and stuff, this big sort of pagan totem. So we decided that Eddie would participate in that, and he'd stop some innocent motorist. He'd kind of carjack him, and you know, these naked nymphs would shove him into the burning wicker man at the end. No reason, really, just senseless waste of human life.
Just the way we like him, Bruce. All right, without further ado, let's get to it. The world premiere of the new one, Wicker Man.